Hey guys. Hello. Come on in. We're going to release / stretch today. Today is release / stretch. Hello. Hi. Come on in. Hey, Tiffany. Jenny. So, you guys need tools today. You need tools to release. Hi, Elise. Somebody's sending me a request, and this is a stretch class. So, since I'm not, this is a stretch class, and unless you have the tools that you need for stretching, I am not accepting any requests today. Jenny, if you want to go live with me, Tiffany, if you want to go live. So a few things you're going to need: either a softball or a release ball. You want it to be hard, and or you can use, I'm going to use a combination of tools for releasing today. You can also use a ribbed roller if you have one. There are some hand tools that we can use as well, for rolling out your calves, your shins, your hamstrings, your IT bands. So whatever combination of release tools you have, go ahead and gather those. If you need a strap, because we're going to do a combo stretch / release. Crystal, if you want to go live with me, you can. Tiffany, if you want to go live with me, you can. Jenny, you're also welcome. And in the future, if you guys want to go live with me, some of you that are on here now that are sending me a request, just let's have a chat before so that I know who you are. So come on in. And you also want to have water, because releasing is going to be a little dehydrating. So grab yourself a bottle of water and be prepared. It may get a little emotional. That's normal, because when you release the body, certain parts of the body are tied to emotions, and so you might feel a little bit overwhelmed. That's normal. If you start to feel any sharp pain, I want you to stop completely. If the pain continues, you're going to stop and just relax and do breathing, and then obviously, visit a physician or a chiropractor, your primary care. But if you feel discomfort, that's part of the process, the releasing process. So what I'm going to do is we're going to release, so that if anyone joins this process as we're going through, we're going to release left and right side of the body simultaneously, so that you are able to hop in and join. Come in, take a moment, take a breath. You're going to need to use your breath while you're doing this, because as you're releasing, it's going to get painful. So you're going to have to use that inhale and exhale that we use for stretch. I'm going to intertwine some stretches based on what I think we need. So just come on in with an open heart and an open mind, and let's get started. I'm going to stand up because we're going to start releasing feet. We're going to go bottom to top. So we're going to go from our feet all the way up to our glutes and lower back, and then we're going to stretch upper body so that you guys have a full release. So come on in and let's release / stretch. When you're releasing your feet, just give me a thumbs up that you guys can hear me. When you're releasing your feet, you want to make sure that you have a solid surface underneath you. You don't need to be on a mat, but I like being on my mat because the mat affords me a little bit of kind of like, so it's not a smooth surface, so I'm not kind of like rolling all over the place. So I like to do it on my yoga mat, on my mat. So you choose, you can do it on your carpet if you want. Later on when we're stretching, you're going to need a little bit of support underneath you. So thank you, Jenny. Appreciate that. So go ahead and start rolling. When you're rolling out your feet, you're trying to relax every muscle in your toes. So you're going to roll out and kind of spread your toe when you're doing this. So you're going to roll from toe to heel all the way. Nice and gentle. We're just getting started. So you're just going to roll front to back. You're going to try to go side to side. We're just kind of, thank you, Crystal. We're just sort of opening up here right now. Sometimes what I like to do is do one side so that you can feel the difference in your body. Right away though, you'll be able to feel your feet. So just as you keep going, you're going to kind of intensify. Not hard, you're not pressing down really hard right now. You're just kind of rolling around. You're going to roll around your heel. You're going to roll and you're going to go towards your toe. You're going to roll the side of your feet, both sides. I try to kind of move around, get everything going. So the reason I like releasing is because it helps you to get, it's more of a trigger point process where you can get deeper into those deeper tissues and release kind of anything that you have that's like if you have knots in your body. So you know you do this in combination with stretching. You don't just release a knot stretch. And also you can do cupping, you can do all sorts of, there's a whole bunch of recovery methods that you can use. Deep tissue massages, but this one you can do at home. So if you don't have the tools, you want to gather those tools. Tina, come in here and grab your softball and release. You're going to need this. So now what I want you to do is just, if you need to hold on to a wall, do that. I want you to just roll your ankles in both directions, because what we're going to do is we're going to go and press down on our heel on the ball of our foot on the ball. But before we do that, let's just rotate your ankles. The one that you were rolling out, you're going to go side to side. You're going to go all the way up and over and all the way up and over in both directions. Right away, you're going to be able to feel, if you put both feet down on the ground, you're going to be able to feel that. You feel a difference in your feet already, right? Imagine that all up your body. So what you're going to do now, place the heel of your foot on the ball, toes are on the ground, stabilize and press down. So everything we do on one side, we're going to do on the other side. So you're going to press down for about 5-6 seconds. Breathe while you're doing this. Don't hold on to your breath. And then you're going to do the same thing for the ball of your foot. So press down, ball of your foot. Press down, stabilize. I like to put my hand, or you can put your forearm down there depending on how tall you are. You know, but you want to be somewhat comfortable here. So press down the ball of your foot. And then what you're going to do is now open and close your toes on the ball, just to start to open up a little bit more. And then release, roll your ankle out again in both directions, and then do that roll out completely again. So you're going to go roll your feet out. Now this time you're going to go a little bit deeper. So you're going to intensify that, how you're pressing onto the ball. So before it was a little gentle, now you're really going to go in, try to get the arch of your foot. Love this one. Yeah, me too. This is, forget it. Like I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight. Believe it or not, the training in the morning has really shifted me a little bit. I just got to get used to sleeping a little bit earlier at night, but it's a nice change. My body's responding nicely to it. But I still have to get more rest because I'm accustomed to, you know, being up at night and working out. So let's see how this shift works. But, you know, it's something we're going to do once a month, those of you that are training with Yusuf, so we got to get used to it. All right, guys, we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So if you want to, you can do this up against the wall so you have the stability of the wall. So same thing. Roll out your feet all the way, gentle on this first round. Nice and gentle on this first round. You're going to go sides, heel. And the reason I'm doing both sides is, like I said before, if you want to stop, you don't have one side completely relaxed and at ease and then the other side's tight. So usually if I'm doing a full, you know, class, like let's say I'm doing a 90-minute or a 2-hour class, I would do one side of the body and then you really feel it. And that way we can really concentrate on that side, find all your knots, and then we release the other side. Because sometimes one side of your body you tend to compensate a little bit more, and you might have to spend a little bit more time on one side versus the other. But we're trying to get a balanced release. When I'm doing my release, unless I feel extremely tight on one side, I usually time myself. So that's a good tip for you to use when you're doing this on your own. So now you're going to do that same rotation, and I'm going to start cracking, guys. Like, I crack all over the place. So rotate your ankle in both directions. My feet already feel really good. I'm going to crack my toes. You can spread and open your toes here too. Now, same thing. Heel on the ball, stabilize your toes, and a part of the ball of your foot's on the floor. You're going to press down. Press down and breathe. Use your breath. Press down a little, as hard as you feel like you can without really putting too much force. If you start to feel force in your ankles, you're pressing too hard. So that's an indication. You just it's kind of like to do kind of like a trigger point on your heel. Now you're going to do the same thing with the ball of your foot. Press down. Try to get as much surface area as you can. That's why you want to have a ball that's why when people ask me, can I get a tennis ball? Well, yeah, but tennis ball's not hard enough. That's why you want a softball. You want a hard surface. And then same thing. Open and close your toes on the ball. So spread your toes apart. Spread them apart and grab onto the ball. Spread them apart, grab onto the ball. Spread them apart, grab onto the ball. And then do a quick rollout again. This time a little bit more intense. Get the side, your heel, the arch. I've had restriction in my back that originated in the bottom of my foot before. And that's why if you're doing high intensity training, this part, recovery is really important, but this is really important. Because this will help you release things you didn't even know that were tight. Okay, roll out those ankles again. You can do, well, one ankle. We're doing one side at a time. Left and right, go in both directions. All right, now we're going to make our way down to the mat. Because now we're going to release our calves. And when you're releasing your calf, you don't want to go all the way to where your Achilles is. So you're going to measure about 3 inches just above where your ankle is above. And you're going to roll all this surface area back here until you reach to just beneath the back of your knee. So you're not rolling all the way here. You're going to roll about 1 inch down and about 2 to 3 inches up, depending on how, your body. But what you want to do is place your hands down on the ground behind you, and then you're doing a little bit of upper body work here, but I promise you it's worth it. I'm going to actually put the timer on for this so that we can time both sides. So you're going to go back and forth for about 1.5 minutes. We're going to do 1.5 minutes on both sides. So keep rolling out. Don't worry. Timer's going to go on soon. I should have set this up, but I didn't know how much time I was going to do. So keep rolling. You're you're using a little bit of your upper body strength, but you're rolling and you're turning your leg inside, outside, inside, outside. Hi, Leanne. Hey, Petway. Inside, outside, inside, outside. Turn your foot in. Roll, turn your foot out, roll. You're going up and down. And you can also go side to side if you feel a little knot, like in the places where you have little knots, you'll stop and you're gonna roll out a little bit with a little bit more intensity in that area. So what happens is your muscles start to restrict in certain spaces a little bit more based on your level of activity or a workout, if you were overcompensating on one side. So your body starts to build up these little knots all over your legs as you're training. We're going to try to release those. So the way you identify them is that your body starts to pulse. It's either going to be warm to the touch. It's going to be very sore when you touch it with the ball. So you'll feel that pulsing or blowing in, or it's going to be sensitive. So it's a way to identify those areas. We're not going to do, actually we can do your shins, but keep rolling. Just a minute and a half. So keep going. Keep going. And then switch sides. Same thing on the other side. So we're switching legs so that you get both sides done. So I'm going to put a minute and a half on the clock for this side. Same thing. Using a little bit of your upper body strength. I know. Now another tool that you can get, that you can use for rolling out, is this right here. It's a little hand tool. Some of them come ribbed. So some of them are available where they're ribbed, where they really have like little spikes like this. But it's a little roller that you can use to roll out. Same thing, roll out. You have a little bit more control because you're doing it with your hand. But ultimately, I need both sometimes because this gives me the ability to go one full swoop, kind of like I have a little bit more control here for this part of my body. And then when I get to the upper part, like when I'm doing my quads and stuff, I like to use the other tools. So I kind of go back and forth depending on what I need. And then same thing for my shins. This is a great tool for your shin. You don't ever roll or release on your shin bone. So it's just outside of your shin bone you're releasing. And the way to do that with your ball, which we're going to do in a second, I'll show you, is you're on your hands. So I'll show you how to do that in a quick second. But I found a knot here. Let's see which is the best tool. Now I'm going to pull out my ribbed roller. So see why it's important to have all these little tools, because you might have to interchange a little bit. Might have to use, and you'll find you like one a little bit more than the other. Some days you might need something a little bit different depending on, you know, your level of activity. So now that we've done a minute and a half on that, let's go over and do the same thing to our shin. You're not rolling on your shin bone. Remember, you're just rolling on the outside here. So this part of your leg. So what you're going to do, you can do it a couple of different ways. You can either come up and do it this way on the ball, or you can use your hand tool, or if you want, you can sit on your butt, turn your leg, and roll out this way. I find this one is the least comfortable doing it this way. And then I don't have so much control, and that's why I like to use this little tool here. Because this part of my leg, believe it or not, is why I like this guy. This is what I like this guy for. So we're going to do about 30 seconds on each side. I'm going to tell you when to switch sides, maybe 45 seconds. Keep going. Just keep your breath going. Inhale and exhale. I know if you're doing this for the first time, you're like, this is a lot of work. But hello, at Poetic, how are you? Divalicious, hello. Meditations tomorrow night, guys, 10 p.m. Eastern, sharp. Don't show up. If you show up after 10:07, you're not getting in. Remember to greet the spiritual chiropractor as you would anyone that's going to help you enhance your journey. So think about that. Someone that's going to help you enhance your journey, how would you greet them? How would you greet someone that's going to help you, you know, elevate to the next for the next chapters of your life? That's how you greet that person. That's how you greet her. Send her a message. She'll add you to the meditation group, or send me a message and I can send you the link. But 10 p.m., unless otherwise stated, every Wednesday at 10 p.m. All right, I'm going to switch sides. So switch sides now, guys. So we're going on the other side. And we're releasing there too. Oh, this feels so good. This feels so good. Oh, baby. This is exactly what I needed. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. This is it. This is the tender loving care I needed today. I'm going to try to keep us within an hour. So those of you that want to stretch after this, you can go back and do that stretch from yesterday. Because that was kind of like a dynamic stretch. Mm-hmm. Oh, that feels so good. All right, guys. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with the rest of our body. So now we're going to move up to the top part of our leg. We're going to do our hamstrings, our IT band, which is the side of our legs. We're going to do our quads and our inner thigh. But we're going to do one leg and then switch over to the other side. But we're going to do hamstrings on both sides, and then we're going to roll over, and you'll see. So same thing. You're not rolling in the back of your knee. And fortunately, because you have a little meat down here, you can roll all the way up to your glutes. So, you know, where your glute and your hamstring muscles meet, you can go all the way up there. But don't roll on the back of your knee. So you're going to come up, same thing, about 2 inches from the back of your knee. So I'm going to stand and show you. So you're not rolling in here. You're rolling from here all the way up. And try to roll your body. You can go side to side, up and down, and kind of release your hamstring muscles. The one thing, if your hamstrings are tight, you're not moving at all. So we don't want to have a tight hamstring. If you want to apply a little bit more pressure, and I forgot to mention this when you guys were doing your calves, if you want to apply a little bit more pressure, you can bring the other foot up and over. But same thing on your calves. But we're doing hamstrings right now. So roll that ball all the way up and down. This is another area where it's great to have a little bit more surface area on your recovery tool, because then you can get that whole surface area of the back of your leg in one swoop instead of going side to side, instead of turning your leg. But this feels so good right now. I'm going to put 1.5 minutes on the clock so that we can really release those hamstrings. Remember, go all the way up to the bottom of your butt. All the way up and down, up and down. See if I can, I don't want to put music on because I don't want us to get cut off. But maybe I put some sounds on for us. Some healing sounds. Some calming sounds. This is to heal and regenerate your entire body. So let's use that. Let's use that today. So up and down. Remember, you're going to turn your leg a little towards your IT band and a little towards your inner thigh. So you're going to rotate your leg when you're doing this and go all the way up, come down. All the way up, come back. Use your breath. You might start sweating. It's okay. Take your time. If you guys can soak after this, oh my God, your body's gonna feel so good. So if you have a tub, if you have a steam unit or a sauna, sit in there for a little bit. You're gonna feel amazing. All right, guys, switch sides. 1.5 minutes on the other side, same thing. You're using your arm strength a little, it's okay, don't worry. We'll stretch out the upper body before we go. So same thing, up and down. If you have a foam roller, yeah, you can get a little bit of relief, but having a smooth roller doesn't have the same effect. So you want to have something that has ridges in it. The softball, because the softball is hard, it feels a little bit different. So it's a lot different, a smooth foam roller as opposed to a softball. So that hard surface is what really allows your body to just really get that kind of kneading sensation that you want to release tight muscles. So keep going. We're doing the same thing on this side. we're gonna turn over and do your quads. I'm gonna explain to you what we're gonna do on the quads while you're doing this. When you're doing your quads, you're not rolling on your knee. So keep going, I'm gonna show you. So if you can, just peep up. You're not rolling on your knee. You're gonna come all the way up to just above your knee, but you can roll similar to the back of your leg. You can roll all the way up into your hip crease too. So you can roll all of this. You're gonna roll that entire surface area, but we're gonna be laying on our stomach. But keep going on your hamstrings. Looks as though I didn't turn the timer on. Okay guys, from time to time I do that. Up and down, you're gonna roll up and down. So now release on your hamstrings. To roll out your legs, your quads, you have to be on your stomach. So you're gonna turn over and you're gonna bring one foot out to the side, and remember that's your support, and then you're gonna roll all the way up into that hip crease, all the way down just before you hit your knee. You're gonna go up and down. I'm gonna move my camera back just a little bit more so that I get a little bit more on the camera. So again, up and down, you're gonna keep going up and down, up and down, up and down, roll up and down, bring that foot, one foot out, all the way up, all the way down. If you worked on legs anytime in the last 2 days, this might be a little bit painful. It's okay. Take those deep breaths, breathe through it, up and down. See how my foot's out at an angle? That's by design so that I have control of what I'm doing. Take your time, use your breath. Some parts where you have need a little bit more attention, just slow it down and go up and down in that area. Or if you're using your softball or your release ball, you can do little circles in that area to release the knots. I know exactly where I need to go, where I'm always tight on my quads. And I'm gonna go there right now. Take your time. I'm gonna keep the timer going. I wanna do a little bit more than a minute and a half on your quads, because this is part of your body that's usually really tight. So up and down. This might be a little painful. It's okay. You're a big boy, you're a big girl. Hang tight, hang tight, hang tight. Take your time, use your breath. Inhale and exhale. Up and down. Woo. Oh yeah. Whew. About 40 more seconds. Keep going. All right, guys, release. Quads are always the most difficult for me. All right, now what I want you to do is I want you to go on your side, because you're going to release your IT band now. You're going to bring that one foot up and over. We're going to do, unless you're really tight, you really don't do a lot in this area, but take your time, up and down, same thing. Remember, you're not releasing by your knee. You're going here, but you can roll all the way up, because this is meaty stuff. You don't want to roll on your knee, so keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Time did it start? I started at 7:30, so we're already about halfway in. I will save the live. I'm going to try to add it to my YouTube, because something happened yesterday with the live that for a long time it wasn't available. So I'm going to put it on my YouTube, and then I'll post the link to that. All right, guys, come up, take a quick breather, and switch sides. So you're going to do quads and IT band on the other side, and then we're going to go do the inner thigh. We might just release the inner thigh and just roll out the glutes. So same thing on the other side. Bring that opposite leg out so you have stability. I'm going to put a good 2 minutes on the timer, because you really want to spend some time on your quads. So Same thing. You're on your forearm, on your stomach. You're gonna go all the way up into your hip crease if you need to, but you should. And then roll all the way up just before you hit that knee area. You go up and down. You're gonna turn your leg inside outside because your quad muscle actually kind of wraps around here, starts to meet where your right T-band is, but all of this is your quad. That's your quad. Like different muscles kind of overlap each other. So you want to make sure you're releasing all of that. Okay? So take your time. Inhale and exhale and breathe. You got this. We're already past the hardest part. And we're not doing a full body release today, so you've come this far. Don't quit on me now. Maybe I'll make it a little bit easier and we won't release the inner thigh because that's another area that's very sensitive. But I'll show you how to do it. So if you want to do it later or tomorrow, you can do it. So keep going, keep going, keep releasing, keep using that breath. When you find a spot that needs a little bit more attention, like I said, stop and roll out that area a little bit more. Turn your leg. So you might have to turn your leg to get that upper part of your quad muscle that's close to your hip bone on the side, and go up and down, all the way up, all the way down. All the way up, all the way down. Take your time, use your breath. Things are popping off in Connecticut today. It's very busy in the summertime over here in my area. So there you go. All right, guys, come up. Let's do glutes. The reason why I like doing glutes is because once your glutes are released, honestly, everything else opens up. Sometimes I start with the glutes, sometimes I make my way over to the other part. So what I want you to do is, I want you to try out releasing your glutes with your ribbed roller or with your softball. Whichever one you want to do, just try both. So what you're going to do is, you got to stabilize to do this one. Let's roll out your lower back first. So grab your roller. Let's release your lower back, all the muscles that meet your upper glute area and your lower back. So bring the roller so that it's all the way up to the bottom of your back, and then just roll gently and come back up. Take your time. You're just releasing kind of that muscle that sits here, lower back, your lats, because that, when it's tight, affects your glutes, could affect your hamstrings. It's kind of like everything's intertwined. So pay attention to how you're feeling. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. All right, keep going, guys, keep going. Inhale and exhale, use your breath. Remember, you could stop at any time and just take a break. But I like to power through this, not like to rush through it, but I like to just get it done because I know how amazing my body's gonna feel afterwards. Now that you've done that, what I want you to do is, either with your rib roller or with your softball, you're gonna sit on it. Yep, I said it. You're gonna sit on it. And you're gonna roll around for a little bit on one butt cheek. You're gonna roll around, you're gonna release your glutes now. Now this one requires a little bit of movement. It requires you to be up here to get that lower area where your hamstrings and your glutes meet. Then that middle area. Then your side. The min, the max, the whole surface. So you're gonna have to roll around to roll out all of your glutes. So we're gonna put a minute on each side. I'm gonna start the minute now. And then we're gonna do the other side. And then we're gonna do a quick stretch and call it a day. So you're not overwhelmed by this process. Now, if you guys ever want to experience the 2-hour release, oh my God. It's the best thing that's ever happened to your body. So what happens is we release, we do this for an hour, and then we do a stretch for an hour, and you get a whole new body. You're welcome. I give you a whole new body when you're done. A whole new body to romp around, gallivanting, living your best life. So I have a 90-minute class happening this weekend. You know, stop in. You can buy the class and then, you know, bring a girlfriend that works out. You guys do it together, do it with your spouse, and make it an experience. There are stretches that you guys can assist each other in. So one round you assist your partner, the other round your partner assists you, and makes it a really good, bonding experience. Or also you guys get to learn each other's bodies too. So keep rolling around there. We only got about 15 more seconds, and then we're gonna do the other side. You're gonna come up, do some breathing, stretch the upper body, and then you're gonna go soak. And you're gonna send me a nice little message and be like, and tell me how your body feels. If this is your first time doing this, give yourself some grace. You just went through kind of like an intense session, and I'm so proud of you. Switch sides. Let's see. Yes, Crystal. Crystal, I might have a surprise for you. I might have a surprise for you for this weekend. I might have a surprise for you. Remember, we just switched sides. You're gonna do all of the glute. Those are little googly eyes. Yeah, guys, definitely hydrate. I can feel everything pouring out of my body right now. Ultimately, you don't want to have a t-shirt on when you're doing this, because you get hooked in your tools. So, oh yeah, this feels good. There we go. All right, guys, release. You did it. You made it through. I'm so proud of you. We're just gonna unwind here for a quick second and do a few stretches. So a few things I want you to think about is pay attention to your body. So you might want to stand up right now, maybe shake out your legs. Pay attention to how your body feels. You feel a little bit different. You feel a little bit more open. You might be feeling tightness in some parts of your body that need a little bit more attention. So now that you know what you need to do in those areas, you can go back. You may not have found all those knots, so go back and roll out in those areas. How do we feel? Here's what I like to do. I like to fold forward, check my hamstrings. So I just fold forward, I just let my body hang. Let my body hang. Check and see how my hamstrings are feeling. Do I have to go back and do a little bit more work there? Then I'm going to straddle, check and see how my legs feel. See how my body feels. Then I'm going to do my lunge. So this is one that you can do now that you've opened your body a little bit more. You're going to find that you'll feel a little bit more at ease. We did this one yesterday. Pay attention to how you're feeling today. Now, if you're stretching 2 days in a row, you might feel a little bit more open than you did yesterday. Place your hands down on the ground. Don't torture yourself or use your blocks. I use my tools because one, I don't want to get hurt, and two, they made these tools, they charge you enough for it. Roll all the way back. We're just going to do a quick stretch of the hamstrings and the legs, just to maximize what we just did with that opening. So we just released glutes, we just released hamstrings, all of that, our quads is what we're stretching here. This part of your body's gonna be a little bit more open. If you really took advantage when we were releasing and went all the way up into that inner thigh area, you're gonna feel a lot better right now. Stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out. Now switch sides. We're gonna sit and just relax and stretch and open the upper body. Because what I find is whenever I release my lower body, my upper body gets a little bit jealous. Always happens. Always happens. All right, guys, come back to neutral. You can either sit on your feet or you can sit with your legs crossed, whatever's gonna give your body the most ease right now. This is all about ease because we're gonna do a little bit on the upper body. So don't try to force this. If you wanna sit here, again, we're gonna stretch the quads a little bit more. So if you wanna try that, go ahead and do that right now. I'm gonna bring my camera back up close so that you guys are here with me. Sit down, relax, let go. I feel so much better. I feel a little bit better. I gotta go back and check on the hamstrings and the quads. My quads require a lot of work. Now there are different things that you can do. What I want you to do is drive those shoulders down and back by just rolling your shoulders. Open up your chest. Breathe. Relax and breathe. Then gently move your head from side to side. Inhale and exhale as you're doing this. And then you could do half circles, full circles. Your head and neck is gonna tell you when to rotate in the opposite direction because it starts to feel a little tight. So listen to your body. Roll your head in opposite directions if you want. At whatever pace, you're in control. Come back to neutral, take a breath. Interlace your hands, drive your hands away from you. And bring your hands up and over your head. So straight hands up over your head. Breathe. Lifted torso. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Keep your breath going and release. Now interlace your hands behind your back. Grab onto opposite elbows and drive your shoulders down. Really drive those shoulders down. You're gonna feel a little bit of kind of like a opening sensation in your shoulders. That's what we're going for. Keep your breath going. Big inhale, big exhale. Relax. We're starting to get down to that space where you're starting to let go of all the stuff we did before. Now it's more of that ease. I'm going to switch into my cross-legged position. So bring my legs in. Inhale and exhale. Relax your hands away from your body. And just breathe. Now just let gravity collect you. Don't sink into your lower body though. Keep your torso lifted and just let go. So close your eyes if you want to. We're gonna breathe for a few minutes and then we're gonna lay on our back and do a few twists so that we could rotate that body. And then we're gonna release and just breathe for another 5 minutes. So I'm gonna take you guys up until that 8:30 mark. If you wanna close off right now and use the rest of the class before you go to bed, you can go ahead and do that because it's going to be more of an unwinding, or you can just stay and enjoy the process. This is the most important part of the journey because now you're allowing your body to receive everything that we just did. So just your breath can go back to normal if you want, or you can keep the inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth, because what that's going to do is help you spend that energy now that's locked, still trapped in your body. And you want to release everything that no longer serves you. Just let it go. Whatever happened today is gone. The day is gone. And you can start fresh tomorrow, but you just release everything that you don't want to carry in with you for the rest of the week, for the rest of your journey. Just let it go. It's no longer your concern. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Make Make your way down to your mat. Lay on your back. Just rest your head and alternate bringing your feet in one at a time. But what you're going to do is drive that leg into your armpit. We did this yesterday, but you're going to do it one at a time. One at a time. Just to open up. And then you're going to open up your legs. Place your hands over your head. Just relax for a second. We're going to do a gentle twist, but we're just relaxing the body. So let gravity pull you into the floor, so don't hold your body up. I want you to feel that maximum ease as opposed to what we were doing before, the maximum exertion, which is grabbing onto things and releasing them, and now we just want to let go. Bring your knees into as close as you want to into your chest, and just roll your body from side to side. Work on that rotation for a quick second. I'm going to scooch up a little bit on my mat because my tools are in the way. Just roll your body from side to side. Come back to your neutral position in about 4 to 5 rolls. And then you're just going to walk you through quick breathing. And you're going to let go and you could do your meditation. Or you can go soak, run a nice warm bath. Bring your feet in, drop them to the floor. I want you to keep your feet up here for right now. Just keep your feet. I'm going to tell you when to release them. You're not bringing them all the way in where it feels like your legs are too tight. So just at whatever position works for you. Then bring your hands kind of like between T position and over your head. So kind of centered, but just relax and just wiggle your fingers and then let them go. Don't hold up your body. Swallow for a quick second and get all the saliva and everything out of your mouth, and just relax your jaw. Unclench your jaw and just relax your jaw and your face. And breathe. Inhale and exhale. Whatever's happening around you, whether it's kids or your significant other, or like me, the cars are outside, that's none of your concern. Just inhale and exhale and breathe. Feel like, relax your palms, like the middle of your hand, just relax them. Make sure your hand is in a position where you don't feel any tightness in your shoulder. Inhale and exhale, just breathe. Relax. Relax your forehead. Relax your cheeks and your face and your temples and your ears. Just let everything just be on its own. You're not holding anything up right now. You can bring your hands on your stomach if you want to. Palms are facing down. Sometimes that can be like a comforting, soothing position for your hands to be. And then if you want to, as long as it doesn't compromise this, you supporting your lower back, fully extend your legs and just breathe. Inhale and exhale. Relax and breathe. Let your body fall into the floor. If you want to roll your head off to one side, go ahead and do that. But just breathe and let go and be at peace and be at ease. And deepen your breath now. Inhale and exhale. Deepen your breath. And what I like to do is 10 minutes before I'm ready to go to bed, I just use this inhale and exhale. I use this position, this posture, to help me unwind. So I do a few stretches in my bed, and I just relax my body and I start counting down. I don't count sheep, but I count down some breaths, and I pay attention to my breath, and I allow my breath to take me into a deep sleep. And so I relax my body intentionally before I go to bed. to try that tonight. When you're ready, you can roll over, but take your time coming up because your body's in that place where it's kind of relaxed right now. So we don't want to disturb the process of what we just did. So take your time coming up. And stretch out. Hi, Miss Sheila. Stretch out. It's been my pleasure serving you guys today. I hope you guys had a good time. It was a quick release and then kind of a quick, gentle stretch in the end. So this is something that I do regularly. This is my passion. I started doing it for myself, and then I'm like, okay, I like this. And then I started incorporating it with my friends, and they're like, wait, you're really good at this. I live close to the fire department, guys, so let's let that go by. I love it here. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you for joining. That's very generous. That's so beautiful of you to say. If you have stretched with me before, welcome back. If you haven't stretched with me at all, I have my own program. I store all my stretches in my Wellbeing app because one, my classes are on Zoom, and so that allows me for you guys to have it forever. A lot of times I have trouble with Instagram, so and the stretches don't expire, so you can go back and do 4 or 5 days in a row if you want to. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of move everything off of Instagram. And it's also a place where I have, everything all in one place. It's a cute little space where you go and you find all your stretches. So download the application if you want to, or you can just use the web-based application. It's wellbeing.passion.io. Tiffany, it's been my pleasure. Thank you so much. Tiffany and Crystal, like always, they always show up and support, and I think Jenny's still here too. So make sure you tap in with me. Stretch classes are usually Tuesday and Wednesday in the morning, but I switched things up a little bit this week for the shift in the schedule for PRX, so you guys are getting extra opportunities to stretch. Steffi, baby, beautiful, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I don't know if you're doing the in-person with Youssef, but I think you're not because it's 8:30 and I think they start soon. I hope to see you soon at the pop-up. I miss you. Have a great evening, guys. Move with ease, lead with love, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's stretch is at 7 a.m. I definitely have to do that one on Zoom because that one also caters to 2 communities, so I got to keep it there. But tomorrow afternoon I'll come on and do a quick 30-minute stretch with you guys. So back again tomorrow at 5 p.m. If the time changes, I'll let you know. But have an amazing evening, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.